Zevlor's Sleep Stories. Performed by Glenn Macready. A Trip to Waterdeep by Blue Daddy's Girl. Come along, children. Settle down. I know you think that because it is finally my turn to tell a bedtime story, you will hear about battles and mighty feats. But that wouldn't put any of you to sleep, now would it? I don't want your blood pumping and wooden swords out. Besides, you know very well what Hell Riders do. You saw us patrolling the walls and catching thieves often enough, eh, Melly? But no, before you all protest, I have something more exciting than that in store for you. Tuck yourselves away. Are you comfortable? Good. Now, this story happened many years ago, when I was but a lieutenant. I was made to escort the then Hell Rider commander to Waterdeep. You may think that isn't exciting enough a tale, but that would be because you've never been there. Waterdeep truly deserves its moniker, the City of Splendors. We were on a pilgrimage. The city is home to the largest temple of Helm, where his chosen resides. Before you ask, no, I didn't get to meet her. As I said, I was a lieutenant. My task on this mission was to slay monsters, chase brigands of the road, and dissuade thieves from getting too close to our envoys. The hardest part of this trip wasn't the monsters, or the shockingly talented cut-purses. It was the city itself. You think yourselves civilized, I'm sure, you children of Elturel. So did I, at the time. Waterdeep does a good job of disillusioning its foreign visitors of such notions. We entered through the south gate without fanfare, and up a thoroughfare called the Way of the Dragon. Before we'd even reached the bustling streets of the Trades Ward, we were already overwhelmed with the sights and smells of the place. People crowded around us, more than I'd ever seen in one place. And though they didn't appear to be looking at us directly, my skin crawled with the weight of countless hidden stares. Waterdeep watches, weighs, and judges. The residents are simply too good to be obvious about it, but they are ever observant, looking for a flaw, a misstep, an opportunity. The buildings, too, crowded us and seemed to lean over our convoy. As the sun began to set, each window seemed to come alive with light, the warm yellows of candle and gas lamps, and the steady blue of magic. Looking up and ahead, the lights crept into the sky, ward after ward coming alight, each built higher on the flanks of Mount Waterdeep. Our road became Waterdeep Way, then the Warrior's Way, which leads right into the deceptively named Market. Oh, not because it's something else, no. It's just that An adjective like grand or impossible would have helped prepare me. Although the night had fallen and Seluna showed her face over the jagged outline of the keeps above, the market was as bright as noon on a hot summer's day. Every stall was crowned with lanterns, and the magic, etched into each paving stone, glowed underfoot. My captain leaned into me then and warned me that if I were to see something tempting, I should be quick to purchase it. Why, I asked, when we were still on duty. She explained that the market is an ever-changing warren, and that one is unlikely to ever find one's way back to a particular stall. I was too afraid then to be left behind to open my purse. But the things I saw. Multicolored dragon scales, strung up and sold by the cord. Stuffed harpy wings, displayed like one might advertise carpets. Changelings, offering to pose for portraits as anyone you fancied. Spectator eyes, proudly sold by a beholder. Every vendor yelled and harangued, their voices joining in a rhythmic cacophony that made all conversation impossible. Cat's whiskers, sliced noble stalk, dried illithid tentacles, mermaid fins, and the smells, children. I think you can imagine the whirling storm of foreign scents and pungent spices was so overpowering it stung my nose and brought tears to my eyes, until my senses dulled, very much like they did against the sulphuric winds of Avernus. Stepping out of the market into Sutherlane and the rich sea ward, I was numb to the splendors about me, so overstimulated that Helm's temple seemed quiet as a crypt. It wasn't so, of course. Clerics moved about in shuffling steps. Evening prayers whispered into cupped hands. Here, the smell was that of incense, hot wax, and polished sandalwood. The head cleric welcomed our delegation, and we were shown to our rooms, where the wonders continued. My window had a view of the sea, but for a moment I stood mystified. The harbor was full of boats and skiffs of every size, each carrying multiple lanterns, sparking reflections in the ink-dark sea. Leaning over the windowsill and looking down, I seemed to be looking into the night sky, peppered with golden stars. Only the wind, heavy with salt, the tang of pitch and tar, and the subtle hum of waves betrayed the presence of water. Not water as we knew it, not a swift, fresh current, but, as its namesake implies, deep and heavy, ever present, like a blanket laid over the horizon. bisecting the world. At that moment, I understood the glory of Umberlee's temple, just a short walk down from Helm's. When I was left to roam the city the next day, I returned to the shore, walking bare feet into the warm sand. I caught a crab by letting it pinch my tail, and tried a drop of seawater when curiosity overwhelmed me and none of my fellow soldiers were watching. I'd tell you more, describe the impossible halls of Blackstaff Tower, or the thrills of the jousting at the Broken Lance Tavern. But I see most of you are asleep. You, too, with your drooping eyes. Just surrender. Let go of the day. You can find your own way to beaches peppered with shells, great halls and maze-like markets. Tomorrow holds